I am really excited. My M24 Chaffee, like, I think this is one of the best tier 5 seal clubbers that you can really get your hands on. It's really fun to play, and it also has a lot of potential. But I've played 13 games in it, and I currently have a 31% win rate. So today, I'm not going to care about win rate. We're going to see how well I can do. This video is basically actually for someone I'm mentoring. So he's trying to 3-mark his Chaffee, and I wanted to make a video to show him kind of what it's like for me to play the Chaffee from my perspective. And it's also kind of fun to play. Okay, so at least we're top tier for this one. Top tier games are good because if you need to carry, it's easier. Now, I've actually played with the player who I'm making this map for. We've actually played on Mountain Pass or Westfield together. Now, I think Westfield's a super interesting map because when we went up to C3, I was teaching him how to play the C3 ramp. Because what happens on the C3 ramp is I like to go up to here, kind of regardless of my tank, and I like to get shots on people here, people back in A5. You can sometimes spot them if you're not getting lit by people in B3, kind of. And it also is a really good position because like down here, especially in tier 5, super common for bad heavy tank drivers to go. So you put yourself in the center of the fight by going to C3. A lot of light tank drivers like to bring their lights to the south. Now, if you look at this map kind of like from a winning perspective, like let's just assume you're trying to win as many games as you can, going to the south is bad from a guy with a 31% win rate in his tier 5 tank. Going to the south is bad because what happens is once you win the south, you have to cover an open field, and the position that kills all the people who win the south is right up here, basically. So you need to win the top of the map if you want to do well. That's exactly what our team is not doing, so, well... Incredible. This is going to be a great seal clubbing video. Holy shit. Alright, so none of my team's over here. If you look behind me, you notice I've only got a single Stug who's supporting me. So what I can do in a situation like this is I really wouldn't sit here for a while. I just want to know who's climbing this ramp because I need to figure out who's coming to this flank. And if there's no one, that sucks because I'm not going to get damaged, to be honest. I want to be fighting enemies. Now, I don't remember if I have Sixth Sense, so I'm going to assume like I don't. And we're just going to assume I basically got lit. I'm pretty sure I do, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So we're going to kind of fall back, see what happens, and we're going to look at our team's dispersion. So you can see we've got a T80 who's I used to do that in my T50-2. I used to run down through here to try to kill the Arty as quickly as I could. Because, you know, light tanks, you used to go kill Arty with them. But basically, he found quite a few tanks, actually. That's good information. And we kind of are... It's implied that they have no one up here. So... with this T-34 in his position, I am not... If this guy's going to push up, so this guy's not fighting anybody, he's probably going to push up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sit in this bush and use my binocs. So the question that he asked me also was, why do I run binocs instead of optics? The reason I run binocs is because in situations like this, if anyone here, you can literally see there's a knocked over tree. If anyone there starts shooting, I want to be 100% sure that they get spotted. As this 34 pushes in, he's going to get shot at. I want to make sure I can shoot, I can return fire, and that will keep my T-34 alive. It's situations like this that happen a lot in this sort of tier, and I think having binocs really helps you out. So T-67 gets lit. He's the guy who knocked over the tree. This is no surprise. They have a lot of TDs, so it's pretty reasonable to expect this guy to be here. If he's falling back like he is, it implies a couple things. The main thing that it implies is that no one's up here. So the next question is, where the hell are the rest of their tank destroyers? They have 4 and they also have 2 Arty. You'd kind of expect them to be here. Now, I'm not sure that there's tanks over there, but I want to get shots on this A1 if I can. Take that one, doesn't go in, and you know, coming to this angle would definitely accomplish that. And then from here, once again, we'll get into a bush set up by Barnex. This is how I like to play this type of tank. Now, I think I'm spotted, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend to go into this bush just in case Arty blind. There you go, Arty did blind fire. That's the right play. I was just going to choose a different bush right there because, you know, obviously Arty's going to be gunning me down because I'm a light tank who's pushing into their base. So Grill gets spotted, no shots in the 67. I'm going to sit here. This guy's going to move up probably to get shots. I don't think I'll get relit. Interestingly, I do have Sixth Sense. I think I didn't really notice, and we'll just try to kill this guy quickly. And then what's going to happen is this guy's pushing in. Can I help him out? There is a Hetzer. So you can see a lot of people were in their base, and I had to be careful about this. So this is not hard gameplay. What's going to happen is this game is going to start to get hard as we push in. Now, the thing about this side of the map is there's going to be a lot of tanks in the bushes at C0, and so what I can do as a light tank, once again, is use my binocs. This is where I'm super thrilled to have binocs instead of optics, is because I can spot these guys by moving up kind of into A0 once I finish taking these shots right here. So T28, he's a one-shot if I recall. Okay, this is where the carry begins, because what's going to happen is anyone who makes this play typically dies, and so you have to do it perfectly. So I want to get into these buildings here to try to use my binocs so I can scoot up the red line and spot for my entire team down here, basically, and this is really hard. So what I did is I'm coming to the red line. This is to reduce the chances that I get lit by someone in these bushes with binocs. Super common for people to run binos at this tier, and I just want to not get spotted as I rush down here. So I rush down here, I don't get spotted. Now, as you can see, people on this ridge are dying very quickly. Once they get lit, they'll get lit up by everyone over here. And so coming down here is the absolute right thing. Now, you might run into Artie. I don't expect Artie players are going to be ready for this at all. Now, this is where the game gets tricky, because how do I deal with this shit? Now, I know there's an M1, A1 here. So because I know there's an M8 underneath that bridge, that's my first challenge. He's going to be spotting my team, and I want him dead. So just going to set up binocs. Once my binocs go up, we'll move. We'll try to spot the SU-85. There you go. Binocs get set up. And here, I would be comfortable shooting, honestly, if I had to, because he's going to spot my whole team. I want this guy dead. Otherwise, I think we'll lose the game. Will he spot me? I think so. So I'm just going to fall back, make this bush solid. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm watching the map. I'm making sure there's no one spotted to my side. These shots are really hard to hit for me. I have high ping and there's solid cover, so... Fuck. So that didn't work. Basically, I want to see if I can nail this guy. I don't think he'll spot me if I shoot. Let's hope he doesn't. Incredible. Okay, so on the last shot, we get the kill, and you can see they're evening the score out. So this is why this type of play is so mandatory on this map. Now, I'm going to pop up to this bush right here. This bush is going to try to allow me to spot tank destroyers like the SU-85 and shit who are on this ridge, and there's a Stug. So I need this guy to die, and this is what I was scared about, is basically proxy spotting enemies. So I had a plan in mind if I... Oh, fuck. The Stug can now kill me. Okay, I'm surprised that AMX shot me, honestly. What probably happened is that M5 or whatever... pinged the map, and so basically I knew that I could get killed right there. I didn't expect to get hit for so much that as much as the ELC hit me for. However, having the backup plan and being able to drive downhill is kind of what allowed me to survive. I'd say I got unlucky that I got very lucky there. I got unlucky that the ELC hit me, and for a lot of this scouting, I'm going to have to be obnoxiously careful. So I'm greedy. I'm going to get a shot of damage and just fall back. That guy's on 1 HP. I'm not going to fall back any further. What I'd expect is I'd expect to maybe get YOLO'd. And there you go. This guy's absolutely YOLOing me. I need to try to track him here. He gets the kill. I think that was a very realistic game. So what happens in this tank is if you try to make aggressive plays, you don't have enough HP in light tanks to consistently do stuff. However, I think that play is kind of going to allow us to win that game. Like, how much spotting did I do? 840 and 1,100 damage. Gonna go play another for, the guy I mentor, and we'll go from there. Nice. So that was a high caliber Mastery Badge First Class. We came top on the team. That's just a really good example of being okay with kind of like taking a very risky play that will win you games. Now, typically what I say is that you don't want to sacrifice yourself for the team, but by pushing up the way I did, it worked. I ended up getting 840 spotting damage. I also got another 600 damage out of that play, and honestly, I think that played a huge role in us winning. I'm perfectly happy to say when I'm just farming damage, it's not helping. I think that was a great play, though. All right, now I'm really excited to show a bottom tier game because these are when the Chaffee gets the most difficult. And since, the guy I'm mentoring is actually trying to 3-mark his Chaffee, he's going to learn how to deal with bottom tier games on maps like Mountain Pass. So basically, this is the hardest situation you'll ever find yourself in. What I like to do in this type of situation, where a lot of the enemy can just one-shot you, is I like to start off by playing safe. Now, what I used to do when I was trying to learn how to carry, basically, is I used to just AFK at the beginning of the game. Now, this wouldn't be literally AFKing and leaving my keyboard, but I'd kind of just drive around and explore maps. I didn't know maps very well, but what I found is that if you live towards the end of the game, you're always going to do well. Because, if you're fighting someone one-on-one, one of you is pretty much all the time going to be left on 1 HP, unless they're a god. And so it's really surefire way to just do well is to survive all games. So what I'm going to do, bottom tier, like I said, focus on surviving. Now, I know for a fact on this map, there's a couple things about the enemies that I can take advantage of. The western corner of the map, J2 is very popular, and how a lot of people play it is they try to push through the right side from my perspective and the left side. you know, together. And so if you come to a position like this, for them to push through this and get around, really great to be where I am now and put side shots into them. And the other thing is you can also just kind of go like this, hold this angle, and put shots into people who are being way too aggressive. And if the super Hulk, there you go. This is exactly what I meant. So not a very common play for a VK to be this aggressive this early, but there you go. We put shots into him, shots into his side. This is where I have to check this because I would expect someone to be over here. I actually put a blind shot just in case there was someone. I wanted to see if the shell hit dirt or what. And here's where I'm going to flank this VK. He's camping me. You can see I'm in a very aggressive position, actually, because you can see my whole team's behind me. And here's where we just farm this VK. There's not much that this guy's going to do. He's only going to have to snapshot me. So when I talk about flanking people, this is what I mean. The second this VK looks away, you'll notice he's a medium. He's got a huge turret rotation. The second he looks away, I'll put a shot into him. Now I have to keep checking this in case someone pushes up, because I'm just going to have to take a hit from the VK and leave if someone pushes up. Okay, didn't get the kill on the super Hellcat there. This VK will see me. I have to watch out for the LFH too. But this is the type of, there you go, he fired. Let's put one into him. He's fucking camping me. Fair enough, he's looking away. Going into him. Seems like he just fired because I saw the dirt kick up. Gonna go for the flat part on his tank. This is just weak spot knowledge right here. I've got gold loaded too, so I can more consistently pen the higher tiers that I'm fighting against. But, you know, I aim for the flat part on his tank, put shots into him. This is 400 damage right off the bat. You know, it's a really consistent way to do well, to kind of put yourself in a position to flank people. Now, like I said, normally enemies won't be here, so you'll be stuck shooting at people like the 30-45. You'll get less damage. I got lucky that he played that badly, but it's still a very viable play to position yourself right here. So now, I see that they've got a KV-85 unlit, and I know this 3485 is also going to be getting pushed by the Firefly and people behind me. So what I've done is I've come up to here to put myself in a position to continue to flank people. I want to be in the fight shooting at people, and I just have to be really careful with it. The mistake that everyone makes in this situation is they shoot at people who are looking. So you have to watch people, wait until they fire, and then poke. So that guy just fired, this guy just fired, now I can poke on you. There you go. That's free damage. And so you see I'm dealing with everyone's reload, because when someone's reloading, there's no way in hell they could ever snapshot you. They're reloading. They can't shoot you. And so that's how I play that. Now in this case, the P-43 is going to have to come around this corner if he wants to shoot at someone. So I'm just going to camp this. He's going to either go around this side or the other side. It's the other side. So I can just drive forwards like this and watch for him to run away. Once he runs away, that's fine. And you'll notice I'm not poking on the Hellcat. The Hellcat, there's a kid. Dude. All right. Oh boy, so we still got that 31% win rate, but hey, I did 500 damage before I died. Now that's one of the things you kind of have to, you know, because I'm teaching this from like a 3 marking perspective, a huge part of it is not getting angry at shit. So when something like an LEFH, which is broken as fuck and should not be in the game at all, like it's a premium tank, but Wargaming should be totally fine nerfing premium tank. Like who gives a shit if it's bad for the game, you know? Regardless, the LEFH one-shot me, and we're into a new game. We're on Mannerheim line, and this is one of those rare maps where I am very comfortable scouting. Now, what I'm going to do is, because it's passive scouting, is I'm going to show you the position, not really going to show a lot of the gameplay, because passive scouting involves sitting in a bush and using your binocs. Now, at Tier 5, that's actually one of the more valuable things you can do for your team, because there's a lot of campers at this tier, and if you kind of spot them, you're going to let your campers shoot their campers. You basically have a battle of the campers going on, especially on a map like this, where there's like a literal TD plateau that everyone's, you know, everyone and their mom who wants to camp sits here. And that's, you know, you want to get these people doing something if you can. That's going to help your chances at winning. So the bush you can go into, this is a really solid bush. Sometimes you can get blind fire in higher tiers if you try this. It's basically right here. Now all you have to do is you sit here and then you point your tank towards safety and then you set up your binocs. Because if you happen to get lit here, you want to be able to drive safely. One of the biggest mistakes passive, there you go, 270 spotting. One of the biggest mistakes passive scouts make is they like face into the water or something. Don't do that, because then if you want to run away, you have to turn your whole tank around or drown yourself. It doesn't work. Now, yeah, this position, it's going to work by the looks of it. All right, now we're up to about 1,000. Oh, fuck, that's not good. Okay, we need to leave. I'm going to auto-aim him and get out of here. Now, as I was saying, is basically I wanted to get out of there. What's the point I was trying to make? Now, the Chaffee YOLO'd up the mid. I would say that's actually probably a really common play on this map. But the bottom line is I want to get out of this position. After, you know, 3 minutes in the same spot, you're not going to be accomplishing anything for your team. And once you've spotted everyone, so for example, the guy on this ramp at F4, died. Like, there's no reason for me to continue spotting that position if he's dead. So what you want to do is you want to look at the map and try to figure out where you're needed. Now, looking at the map right here, Hellcat, Skoda, Panzer 4H, like, I don't think these guys have the advantage on this flank, and I want to help out with that. Now, in this case, the Chaffee could go kill Artie. It's an LEFH. I don't give a fuck. The Chaffee can go kill Artie. As long as the Matilda gets him after the Artie's dead, I'm happy. And what we're going to do is we're going to go basically play this ramp. I highly doubt anyone in this game has used this ramp at all, so no enemy is going to expect me to be here, and I should be able to get 2 shots into the Matilda. That's going to get me a kill. You know, that's basically what I want. Now, here's the Matilda. He can absolutely wreck me on the move if he notices me, and he does. So he looks at me. I'm in a light tank. I'm not going to take that. Actually, this game's over. The second he looks away, I'm going to be moving. Now, you can see that didn't really work out. He got shot. We're up to 1,000 damage, and from here, you know, as a W&8 player who's also trying to 3-mark his tank, I care about getting damage. Whatever I can get extra from this game is going to help out my 3-mark, you know, so, or your 3-mark, basically. So, what I'm going to do, flank this Hellcat if I can. I don't get the chance. And you want to look at the enemy team lineup here, see if anyone's unspotted. To me, it looks like they don't have a Stug. That's 300 damage. And they also have the Artie who's unspotted. So, I'm just going to YOLO. We're going to want to spot people. That's going to give us spotting damage, which is definitely going to help out the mark. It's also going to give us damage, which is going to help out the win 8. And honestly, if I was the Stug and unspotted at this point, I think I'd be somewhere over here. I wouldn't expect a Stug to be up here because I was scouting that all game earlier. Like, he hasn't moved to that position. So, find the Artie. I'm going to ignore the Stug who I spotted. He's exactly where I said he was. And I just want to kill the Artie before I get one shot here. Okay, Stug's shooting at me. That's fine. Can't do anything about it. I'm just trying to drive forwards to get safe from the Stug. You can see I actually got the Stug killed, so that's spotting damage. Not going to get a lot of damage on the Artie, but, like, you know, I care about damage, so this is... I'm not going to let this tilt me, is the gist here. So, miss a lot on the Artie. He's not spotted. I know he's here. Going to take the shot. There we go. Get the kill. That at least gives me a kill. We're up to 1,300 spotting. That M4 is certainly going to be dead. And I would say... You know, not a great damage game, but if you're trying to mark this tank, this is the type of game you want to go for, especially when the score is this, like, unclose. You're not carrying, you're just trying to get a good result. 1,300 spotting, 200 damage is a really good result in this tank. I wonder where that puts us on the team. It's a win, so it's increased my win rate by a lot. Almost certainly. Holy shit. I'm going to apply this bonus because I haven't, you know, there's no point in not. 230 damage, but we ended up coming second place on the team for XP just by sitting in a bush doing nothing. If I had done more to the Chaffee who YOLO'd me, definitely would have given me more damage, but what can you do? That was still, I think, a pretty decent result apart from the low damage. And yeah, so I hope this video is helpful. My Chaffee win rate is up to 35%. We average 640 damage despite winning 35% of our games. I don't think that's terrible, considering the win rate. Matchmaking's clearly just shafting me. Can't do anything about it. But still, I hope this video is helpful for, you know, Sean, who's trying to 3-mark his tank. And yeah, I hope it was also enjoyable to watch. So if you want to see more of my videos, be sure to like and the subscribe button. And I hope to see you around. If you want mentoring from me, I'm going to be opening up, I think it's going to be either Monday or Wednesday. So if you actually want to do live mentoring sessions, basically where I play one-on-one with you, and I kind of show you where I go around the maps, how to play, how to respond to different situations, what you can do is you can send me an email. My email is lemmingrushmentoring@gmail.com. Information will be in the description. And yeah, let me know kind of what day you were thinking, either Monday or Wednesday. I've got 4 spots open on either of those days pretty much. And yeah, see how it goes. I hope to see you in game, and bye for now. Thanks for watching.